Zach Semke, Director of Passive House Accelerator and co-host of the Passive House podcast with Matthew Cutler Welsh. I'd like to thank you for joining us for this special bonus episode of the Passive House podcast, recorded as part of the 25th International Passive House Conference, which occurred online in September 2021. Before we get started with this episode's interview, I'd like to thank the Passive House Institute and the International Passive House Association for collaborating with us to arrange these interviews. Also, a big thank you to our sponsors who make the podcast possible. Our founding sponsors are 475 High Performance Building Supply, Baxt Ingwe Architects, Glavel Foam Glass Gravel, Minutair All-in-One HVAC and Dehumidification Units, Mitsubishi Electric Train HVAC US, Partel, RDH Building Science, Rockwell North America, Stocorp, and Zola Windows. Our champion sponsors are Icon Windows and Doors and SIGA. And our stakeholder partner is NYSERDA, the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority. With that, please enjoy my interview with Giorgia Tzar, Association Management and Communications at the International Passive House Association. Well, everyone, welcome to this special episode of the Passive House podcast. I'm really happy to have Giorgia Tzar, Association Manager at IFA, the International Passive House Association, join us today. Welcome, Giorgia.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are a global network builder and accelerator of Passive House, a real, you play a pivotal role in the community. So it's great to connect. Can you, most people know you and know your work who I think who listen to the podcast, but for those who may be less familiar, would you mind introducing yourself and your work?
Yeah, sure. And thanks for the very positive introduction already. I'm not sure I can top that. It's really going to be make my sound
well deserved.
No, so basically IFA, which is what we call it, although other people call it IFA and we accept all of it, is the International Passive House Association, as you mentioned. So it's the umbrella organization for all of the passive house enthusiasts and experts around the world. So we offer a lot of different member benefits, such as webinars and discounts on things, and a lot of different systems where people can learn new things about Passive House, like our forum, Passipedia, and everything else. And on the other hand, we do a lot of political advocacy work. We do a lot of Passive House promotion. We create a huge range of different materials and other educational kind of outlets for people, including some free online videos on our YouTube channel, kind of Q&A style, and very various different interviews with Passive House enthusiasts and experts from around the world, because we are that network. So, and I guess at the heart of it, what we do is we connect all of those different people together. And that could be in countries where we currently don't have an affiliate, which is our partner organization or boots on the ground. So there are a lot of countries in the world. We currently have 22 affiliates, and we'd love to have an affiliate in every country. But for those that we don't, we just accept direct members, whether they're organizations, academic institutions or individuals. And for those that we do, which is throughout North America, you have the Passive House Network in the US, Passive House Canada and in Canada, and throughout Europe and the South Pacific and South America. And so, we work really closely with them, including on our campaign from this year, the Efficiency Pass campaign.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to asking you more about that campaign. Before I do, we are on we're recording this on September 13th. So we just had 3 days of conference, so 2 days actually of conference, and then a third day of project tours. You get a chance to breathe for a day, and then you're back at it for 2 more days on the 14th and 15th. Could you share with us what your experience of this conference has been like so far?
Yeah, of course. And it's been really great so far. We left from Darmstadt on Wednesday and went up to Wuppertal, a city I'd never been to personally. And it's been a very last minute change. Of course, we really wanted to have everyone there in person, but unfortunately, Wuppertal was crowned with the very unpopular title of highest corona infection rate in
bummer.
Germany the week of the conference. So we decided, for the safety of everybody, that we just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So we decided to do the studio variant, which meant we sent 13 PHI staff members up there. We met with some of the local council members and local members of the energy agencies and building societies and other important stakeholders who were able to join us because they were local and immunized and tested. But it was really, really fun. We unfortunately were no longer able to do live tours. So Carl, my colleague at IFA, and I went down to take videos of all of the sites and do the interviews so they could be played, which was hilarious because one of the sites is still under construction, and every time we tried to kind of take not even a long time, 35 seconds, 40 seconds, just for a question and answer, everything would just turn into like a symphony orchestra of the trucks start dumping soil out the front and somebody turns on a power drill, someone's got a jackhammer, and then we'd be like, okay, cameras off, we'll just wait, and that would be quiet, we'd turn it on, bam, symphony's back. So
perfect.
Was kind of hilarious. It took us a lot longer to film all the tours than intended because of that.
So the Efficiency First campaign, let's dive into that. We've had the pleasure of learning about the campaign when you shared about it at the Global Passive House Happy Hour several months ago. But please fill us all in on the campaign, how it's going, what next steps are. Just, we're all ears.
So I think when we spoke about it was back in May. So there have been quite a few updates since then. But the basis of the campaign is to highlight worldwide, really harnessing the power of our global network and all of those partnerships that we have, and bringing a unified message across. And what we decided on together with the affiliates was that this year we wanted to talk about how efficiency is the first renewable energy. And, worldwide, generally, there is a basis and understanding of what renewable energy is after decades of campaigning on that level. But we've become very aware that efficiency has maybe dropped off the radar for a lot of people, or they've maybe never thought about it because buildings are just such a normal thing in our lives that we don't necessarily think about what the heating or cooling or electricity use in our buildings is doing to energy demand and then to environmental protection and or climate change. So we wanted to bring that back on the agenda. We've been pushing that campaign with different materials that have been then translated as necessary, or if the language was already available, then just localized so that they adapted to various different local circumstances and the current conversations and dialogues going on in various countries and regions. And so we have a huge range of campaign materials already. We have a really wonderful flyer which explains the campaign and the benefits of Passive House and better building. We have a campaign video, which those of you who are participating in the conference will have probably seen played, the IFA version that is, but if English isn't your first language, we also have it in Hungarian, Italian, French, Mandarin, Chinese, just a whole lot of languages. And we also have, a few other things, but possibly the most recent and largest addition to the campaign has been the Glasgow Icebox Challenge, which we did obviously in Glasgow in the run-up to COP26. And that was to really bring attention to the Efficiency First campaign in the run-up to COP, and also to just create a public installation and a centerpiece for the community to come together and learn a little bit about what Passive House is in a really fun and interactive way. So we did this also as part of a youth engagement campaign where we had a student design competition, and then they helped build the boxes. And then we, placed them at St. Annex Square in Glasgow for 2 weeks, and people were able to walk past and have a look at what was happening as the ice melted. One box was built to the Passive House standard and the other to the local Scottish regulations. And we covered them in posters and informational materials so people could also learn more there. And so that's been the most recent. I actually this morning received the draft of the video from the entire project. So hopefully once that's done, we can upload it and share it around. It's really, really amazing. It goes through right from the student competition and the construction process to the opening and closing ceremony and the results and everything. So it's really nice to see such a large scale project kind of condensed into some really beautiful imagery in that video.
Yeah, it'd be fun to see. The Icebox Challenge is such a great public science experiment, and I think it really helps bring home the impact of building envelopes to thermal performance for people in a visceral kind of way. So that's great, and we're looking forward to seeing that video. It'll be fun. So what's next then for the campaign?
There's a few things actually. The Icebox Challenge for one will be placed again at COP. So we've got a site for it. So we'll be doing site visits and talks during the COP proceedings. And we will be engaging with stakeholders locally to offer some various kind of tours and talks and courses and things for people who want to learn a bit more after seeing the boxes or maybe before. We will also have a university engagement program coming up. We really want to focus the next year or so on engaging with different youth groups, so different ages from, school leavers, university students, and perhaps a little bit younger. So we look forward to that. And I guess the main thing is we want to make sure that the Efficiency First campaign doesn't come to an end just because 2021 is slowly drawing to a close. So making sure that those materials are still available. EFA, for example, we've printed off the flyers and we'll be handing them out at different events as they start to open up over the next year. And just making sure that whatever we do in next year's campaign, it builds upon what we've already achieved this year.
And what other presence do you plan at COP? Will you be there during the proceedings, and what work will you be doing?
So EFA always makes sure to be at these kinds of big events, so EU Sustainability Week, COP, and things of that nature. And so we will be there, as we always are. We currently have a couple of talks organised with the EU Pavilion. We will be, as always, collaborating with the Global Alliance for Building and Construction and offering a tour for their delegates and other interested parties. And we're working together at the moment with the UNECE to see what kind of opportunities are available there. And I guess that one's a bit to be confirmed, as it always is with COP. We'll have everything sorted right at the last second, but there's quite a lot going on this year, and I'm really excited.
Well, this has really been fantastic to reconnect and catch up and to learn about what's going on with the campaign. Is there anything that you want to add before we close up?
Just definitely check out the EFA website, keep up to date with what we do. We have the Passive House Open Days coming up in November. We have some fun Christmas activities planned for the close of the year. And if you're not already following us on whatever your favorite social media channel may be, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, we really go all out with social media, then check us out. We are, you can find all of the handles or names or anything else on our website or in our newsletters, or by emailing us at info@passivehouse-international.org.
Fantastic. And we'll share a bunch of links in the show notes as well. So to make it easy.
Because otherwise they're going to have to listen to that name and they're going to be like, hyphen, is that the word or is that the...
I always spell out hyphen myself. So
yeah. Just write out hyphen. I mean, that works for emojis though. If you write smile, it does offer you just a smiley emoji. So maybe if you do write hyphen.
That's true. It's the future of punctuation, maybe.
just really making it harder and a longer.
Yeah, exactly. But including AI. Well, Giorgia, this is really wonderful. Thank you so much. Thanks for all of your work on the conference and everything else that you're doing at IFA. I really appreciate it.
And thank you for your support with the Passive House Accelerator. And we'll, I guess Aoife will be contributing a lot in 2022 as well. So that what, your readers and listeners will definitely be hearing from us.
Yeah, I can't wait. All right. Take care.